Alright, so we're gonna do a quick fill in the blank. We're going to essentially do interquartile range. You are gonna have a practice page. I don't believe I'm gonna let you work in partners, cause it really is not that difficult. It looks like a lot, but it is not. And you have an exit ticket. That's all we're doing today. Tomorrow, spend a little bit more time on interquartile range. I believe we're doing an open-up lesson. And then I moved your test from Friday, next Friday, to the following Monday, Tuesday, the 28th, for Unit 7, because I just want to make sure, like, we have a complete full understanding. I don't want to rush through it. There's not a ton of statistical questions on the EOG, but there's a lot of graphing questions. So we are going to hit graphs, stem, and lead, dot plots again. We're going to hit all that again next week. So I'm adding a few extra days onto the Unit 7. All right, so the interquartile range, and this is the last time I will call it interquartile range. I will start calling it IQR. Okay, it's easier, shorter, whatever. So the interquartile range is a measure of variation. The difference between the first quartile and the third quartile is called the interquartile range. So essentially, Q1 and Q3, we're finding that range in there. How do you find the range? The difference.
Oh, right. You have to subtract the first quartile from the third quartile.
Yep. All right, the interquartile range can be abbreviated as IQR. The IQR represents the range of the middle half of the data. A small quartile, a small IQR means that the data is close together, and a large IQR means that the data is spread out. To find IQR, identify all three quartiles, then subtract Q3 and Q1, and then that is how you find it. I know it's backwards, just leave it alone. You know exactly what I mean. Alright, so step 1, 2, and 3 we are going to fill out, and we are going to complete. Alright, so the very first thing you do is find the median of your entire data set. Okay, you've got to find the middle, and then you find your Q1, and then you find your Q3. So we're looking at our data set down here. What do you notice about our numbers? What do you What do you notice about the numbers on the bottom of our page before we fully get into this, Caleb?
They're in order.
From?
Least to greatest.
Yes, they are in order from least to greatest. When you're finding IQR, when you're doing 5-number summary, when you're doing any of that, you have to put your numbers in order from least to greatest. So when we find our median, essentially, we cross off from front to back, and 15 is our median. Alright? Find the median of the lower half of the data set. So I am looking, not including my median. So I'm going to cover up everything that is above, is my median and above. You're not including your median. Alright, so this is really easy because there's only 3 numbers, so finding the median of my lower half is going to be fairly easy. So again, I just do the same thing. I cross off, and my median for the lower half is going to be 12. Alright, and then we find the median for the upper half. So doing the same thing, cross off, I have 19. And then what do we do? What do we do from here? Jeremiah?
We do 19 minus 12.
19 from 12, so we do 19 minus 12 equals what?
7.
Equals 7. So my IQR equals 7. That is how you find IQR. It's extremely easy.
Yeah. If only my sister knew better now.
Yeah, if I
Come in here whenever I was on.
if we did this like before I had to struggle through the 5 lessons of this, it would have been so much harder. I mean easier.
Honestly, I failed this lesson like 60.
Yes.
I have no idea what Imagine Math was teaching, but this is way easier.
Exactly. I failed so
Yeah.
many times.
All of it just be this easy.
And they only told
Like they would be like, so you have to
Yeah.
divide and then multiply, then you subtract this by this, but
And
then
it
you
said something
multiply
about
this by
dividing by
5.
2.
I'm like,
I'm like,
what?
Okay, so what they're talking about is, let's say that 16 was our median. And then we had to find the median of our lower half, so we'd cross off, and we'd end up with 2 12s.
Yeah.
So technically, yes, you have to add these 2 and divide by 2 to find your median. Yes, we know that this is going to be 12 because they're both numbers are 12. But that might have been what they're talking about. Alright, so go ahead and glue this into your notebook on this page. I'm going to come around with these more practice problems. At this point, I would personally get out another color because when you're finding your median and then your Q1 and your Q3, it does make it a little bit easier to see what you're crossing off, what you're circling, all of that. I would recommend it if you don't have to. No, we're still doing a little lesson, child. Chill out. Pump the brakes, yo. Pump the brakes. Alright, so we are going to discuss a few of these, and we are also going to go over at least one, so that we have a complete understanding, so you're not like, Miss Kim, you're like, Imagine Math, you didn't teach us right. Alright, looking at the instructions. Essentially, you're finding IQR, but you have to do all these other things. So the definition and guidelines. Median, everyone knows how to find the median, right? Q1, you just learned how to find. Q3, you just learned how to find. 5-number summary. This is something that we're learning about tomorrow, but your 5-number summary is the lowest number, Q1, your median, Q3, and the highest number.
Oh, okay.
So it's your minimum, maximum, median, Q1, Q3. And that's how I'll present it to you tomorrow.
Does it have to be in that order?
Yes.
Yes. So again, for your 5-number summary, this is the order that you should put your numbers in. Minimum, Q1, median, Q3, maximum. Okay? That is your 5-number summary. Again, we will learn a little bit more about this, but I feel like knowing how to find Q1 and Q3, that was the only difficult part, which isn't even really difficult anymore. Here's a little tidbit of information. If there are odd number of numbers, remove the median before determining the quartiles. Remember, if your median is dead set in the middle, you do not include it when you find your Q1 or your Q3. If it is not, and you have to do the other one where it says, if there's an even number, average the two to find the median, but don't remove them. So if there's an even number, you're including one of the numbers. And that's one of the ones I want to go over with you, just so we have a full, complete understanding. All right, so let's move to, let's go to the, I guess the third one. So 1, 2, 3, where it starts with 50. I guess that's 2.
Yeah, so number 2, but it's the third.
Okay, so number 2. So we're looking at this one.
The first one's right there.
Alright, so number 2, it says determine the following of these 3. So we're looking for the median first. So cross off from beginning to end until you get to the middle. Alright, so now circle 57 and 59. Because this is one of those where you have 2 numbers in the middle instead of 1. This is where it does get a tad bit more difficult. What it told us to do is we're going to add these 2 up, 59, 57. Stand up, or just raise your hand when you have that answer. Do you want to know how many you missed, babe? You want to know how many you missed? Alright, Jackson, what do you get when you add those 2?
You add them, you should get 117. Oh wait, no, sorry, I did 8 plus 9, it's 160.
Can I have someone make sure that that is correct?
Yeah.
It's 116.
Gee.
I got ahead of myself.
Alright, so 116, then what do we do with that?
Divide by 2.
We divide it by 2, which gives us 58.
Yeah.
So,
I was adding 59 and 58, so that's what I got mixed up.
you're good. Alright, so 58 is actually your median. So down here in all this, we're going to put 58 right here. Now, this is where finding Q1, you have to be careful because you're including 57. So I'm crossing off 50, 57, and I'm left with what, 52 and 54? Alright, so essentially I would do the same thing. Now, I'm not going to make you guys add and then divide when there's literally, like, we know the number that's in between 52 and 54, right? Please tell me we know the number.
53.
Just making sure. Alright, so we know that this is going to be 53. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. 62 and 66. So this one you do have to add up them because it's not as easy as just saying, oh, it's the number right in between. So add 66 plus 62. Stand up when you have your answer. Alright, what did we get when we did 56 plus, or 66 plus 62? Huh? 128, and we divide that by 2. Alright, so my Q3 is 64. So what is my 5-number summary then? What's my minimum number? Raise your hand. Cooper L. Alright, someone else. What is my Q1? Brock. What is my median? Gabriel. 58. What is my Q3? Ethan. 64. And what is my maximum number? Ace.
70.
And then how do I find out what my IQR is? What do I need to do? What do I need to do to find IQR? And what do you get?
11.
So my IQR is 11. Alright, now, this was all done right here on your page so that you could see it. You are not cramming all of this work onto your page right here. This is going in your notebook, okay? Mainly because it's going to be a whole lot easier. And no, you don't have to do this for every single one, but there might be some that you do, okay? But I wanted you to see what it's like for having an even number in your group, not an odd number. So that might be where it got a little bit confusing on Imagine Math. I don't really know. Okay, you have 8 other problems that you're doing technically on your own. When you're done, you need to turn this paper in to me, and you will get your exit ticket. That's the only way you're getting your exit ticket today. So you should technically have no homework, because you have a whole lot of time. Okay, what? No, are you serious? Like, did you think I didn't know? You, baby, you can't get this paper till you get the other paper, right? You should do. You may move around the room, you may get started. Come here. Yes, babe. Wanna watch the, huh? Yeah.